all of the things happened to real people whose stories deserve to be told. The play is inspired by true events, or at least inspired by real people. The character of Adam is based on David Reimer, who was a real-life person in Canada who was born in 1965 and had many of the same things happen to him that happened to Adam in the play. The doctor character is inspired by Dr. John Money, who worked at Johns Hopkins in the 60s and 70s and is one of the most influential gender researchers of all time. He had studied intersex patients when he was getting his PhD at Harvard in the 50s and developed this theory that was hugely influential for decades and continues to be today, unfortunately, that gender isn't fixed when a person is born, but stays malleable for the first couple of years of their life. We usually define transgender as someone who identifies in a gender different from the one that they were assigned at birth. David, and therefore Adam's case, is really sort of unique in this way, in that he is cis, in that he does identify with the gender he was assigned at birth, but he also had this other gender identity sort of violently foisted upon him. We've chosen to tell the story with trans voices predominantly because he still very much had the experience of growing up in a gender identity that didn't fit him, and one that was forced on him, and one that it took him a long time to sort of realize how to break out of. Boy offers some really cool insights into the world of gender for people from all sorts of backgrounds. For a cis person who maybe hasn't really thought a lot about gender identity and transitioning and what it means to have the experience of being a trans person or an intersex person, it's a really cool gateway in to sort of say, like, hey, here's where a lot of these issues that are being talked about so much in the world today are coming from and what they're about. My greatest hope for this play is that it will teach all of us, coming from every perspective, and so many different perspectives are represented in these 5 characters in this show, that it will teach all of us something about relating to each other and relating to each other's perspectives and understanding how complicated gender can be and how important it can be and the impact that it can have in so many different facets of our lives.